Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. Be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connected with our other students, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we try to bring some basic informations for yourself to work and develop your meditation practice. So, especially when it comes to our life, developing our spiritual path is very necessary. As we all know, so by the time we have to let go this all the material life, and we have to deal with our own mind. So when it comes to that, all your profitable skills going to become your protection. And at the same time, that your spiritual development going to take you to the next level. So when it comes to our human life, to gain this all, maintain this life, we need the strength. So there are four kinds of strength. So one is called Bahu Bala. Bahu Bala means that the strength that you gain out of your physical, this all the machines, technology developed to replace this human power. So that is where we nowadays, we are capable to build a lot of things because of this expansion of the Bahubala. So we become day by day strong with this material world. And we can develop our physical capacities to more higher level. When it comes to our human existence, more than any other time, people are capable to deal with this material world. But still, there are very few people get the help out of this physical strength to develop their inner spirituality. Because most of time we invest our life to maintain this outside world. And at the same time, there is another strength that we have. It's called karma bala. So the karma bala means whatever we have done, our previous actions bring us result. So if you have done good things, you can claim on that good. You can claim on that karma. It's always going to have. That's why when we come to our mother's womb, inside the mother's womb, before we come to this world, we have this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, all these faculties, all these organs properly. How? Because of our previous karma and our birthplace. And at the same time, during this journey of life, there are situations come, things happen beyond our hands, and sometimes karma overtake the situation. So that's why we need to do good actions, wholesome actions. Because until we attain to the Nibbana or the liberation, we need the help out of the karma, because this is kind of like a trap. This life is like a trap. And this body, there is a way this body behave. Like as example, getting hungry and the feelings, emotions belong to this world. When it arises, we try to respond to that. Everybody look for the comfort, good health. No one can escape from it. But still, and as we know, every day, we have to eat, we have to clean our body, we have to maintain, we have to exercise, we have to take care of ourselves. Otherwise, we can't maintain we can't have a comfortable life. But still, it's going to go away. It doesn't matter how much you ate so far in your life, you can't claim on it. Tomorrow you have to eat again. It doesn't matter how long you used to sleep, still you have to sleep tomorrow. It doesn't matter how many times you clean your body, but still, when you wake up tomorrow morning, you have to, with the first thing, you have to clean yourself. So like that, there is no end. So this is a trap. And at the same time, there are many situations, and in the very next moment, we don't know what's going to happen. So that's why always the karma is kind of like a shadow never leave our body. It's going to be there. So until you get out of this trap, you have to have the good karma. So that's why you need to do good actions with the good intention. And sometimes as you see these animals, get into trap and they try to struggle themselves, they try to get out of it, they struggle. So why they struggle? Because that animal know they get into a trap. That's why they struggle. So then sometimes that animal itself can't get out of it. But as human, we interfere and sometimes we rescue them. So like karma sometimes has ability to, it's not a kind of like a person, but it's cause and effect, has ability to help us to get out of the situations. So karma bala, so that's why you have to perform good, wholesome actions as much as you can. So then by the time you will have good karma. And another one is the buddhi bala. So the buddhi bala means the knowledge we accumulate. It is very necessary. That's why children go to school and teenagers and young people go to, and whole our life we study in different ways. So because it is very necessary to maintain our life. And at the same time, to keep the comfort and the protection for our growth in this conventional level of growth, it is very necessary. But the knowledge always cannot help you. There are things happen beyond your knowledge. And there is another one called Jnana Bala. So the Jnana Bala means the power of the wisdom. Ultimately, that is what helped you to get out of all these problems. Bahubala is very limited. Karma Bala is very limited. Buddhi Bala is very limited. But the Jnana Bala will help you to liberate, get the ultimate freedom, get the liberation, get the Nibbana. So then always remember, we try to do other things, we try to develop other powers, we try to develop buddhi power, but still sometimes we forget to develop our wisdom. We always do the good karma, but still we forget to develop our wisdom. And we do a lot of physical actions, but still we forget to develop our wisdom. So wisdom path is different. That's why it's called royal path. From the ancient time, all the Buddhas, sages, yogis, these enlightened masters, everybody go through this path. So it is work with yourself. It is a kind of like a more introspection. Go inward and developing, uplifting your own mind and bringing more and more good qualities to yourself and help you to have the clarity day by day within your own mind. So when it comes to that, in the wisdom path, when it comes to develop your wisdom, there are many skills, but today I'm going to talk about one skill that you should have. Without this, sometimes our life becomes very difficult. Most of time in the conventional world, this is what we're missing. So that's why I want to talk about it today. So then remember that how we came. So there are 4 kinds of strength we develop in the world to find our freedom. So one is Bahubala, physical strength. Other one is the Karma Bala, our reactions. And the Buddhi Bala, our knowledge. And the next one we call Jnana Bala, or the wisdom. So ultimate wisdom is the most powerful. So when it comes to that, there is one good quality always you have to have. That is what called renunciation. So the renunciation is another way called the viveka. So another way it called discrimination. So discrimination is not in this conventional level that we introduce. It's kind of like a criticizing something or somebody. No, here in the spiritual content, discrimination means formal way of detached from something. The very authentic way of announcing that you are no longer with it. Detachment. And another way, it's the separation. And it's in an ascetic way, it's called another way, it's called self-denial. Why we need that? Because most of time, this is what we missing. You have no power to discriminate. You are very weak in that subject. You have no power to renunciate. You are trapped in this world. That's why you lose your freedom. So the freedom you can't gain like that. Always remember that as we know, the countries sometimes to gain freedom, they fight with other people. And sometimes they have food to eat, shelter to sleep, but still they keep fighting to gain the freedom from other people. And so like that, to gain this inner freedom, you have to fight. There is a deeper battle that you have to do, otherwise you can't gain this freedom. So you have to do it with the wisdom. So that's why Jnana Bala is very necessary. If anybody look for freedom, if anybody look for Viveka, if anybody look for the ultimate satisfaction, or if anybody want to get out of the fear, if anybody look for the sustainable contentment, they have to have this quality, power of discrimination, renunciation, power of viveka. Why you need that? What's mean by discrimination? What's mean by formal way to detach from something? So when it come to world, always you have to remember the things come to us mix with something. Everything come to us mixed with something. Nothing going to be there itself appear. No, it's always going to be with something. It's kind of like a package. So if I give some examples, you will understand that. Gold. So the gold, it's not going to appear itself shining. It's come with the mud. So then goldsmith has the ability to clean, wash the mud and take the gold and washing the mud away. This rejecting this mud is what called discrimination. So you're not going to appreciate that mud. You're not going to hold it to mud. You hold it to the gold. You have the ability to separate it. And then if you want to get the gold, pure gold, then you have to take out the mud. You can't keep the mud with it, dirt with it. Gem. So the gems, you can't just get itself suddenly. Maybe you have to dig the ground. And maybe it's going to be there with dirt or the mud. So then you have to clean it. And another thing is the oil. See, it's come with the crude oil. So then you have to refine it. Otherwise, you can't use it. This refining method is what called discrimination, renunciation, diamond. Itself not going to appear. So you have to dig the ground or go into deeper and then this mining. And then that is where they find these valuable things. It's very hard to get out of the valuable things from this invaluable things. Separate. And when it comes to fruits, so the most of the fruits you can't eat itself. Like a jackfruit, it has a hard shell. You can't eat it. So you have to cut it and take the fruits out of it. And durian. So you can't eat it itself. You have to cut it and you have to separate the fruits from it. Rice. You can't just eat itself. Most of vegetables, you can't eat itself. You have to wash, you have to separate from the dirt things. You have to wash it, make it more clean. So that is the ability of wisdom of discrimination. And there are some fish. It has poison. So you can't eat. So you have to have the knowledge or the wisdom to cut it carefully and take out the poison. Otherwise you die. There are many vegetables has poison. If you eat it itself, sometimes you get allergy. Your body cannot handle it. So maybe people boil it, or maybe they have to take out they feel it, and or they have to take out certain part of it. So like that. So this is what called discrimination. So then how we can apply it to our day-to-day life? So when it comes to our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, our life depends on perception, object. So we have the desire, that's lust, tanha. This is what keep us hold into this world. So tanha, or all these desires, has one quality. Always when we see something, we always try to take it in a kind of like a nice way, positive way. That's why we trap into that. So we don't see, we have no power to discriminate, we have no power to separate it. We have no power to see the outcome. So we trap on it. So our own desires take us to things, and we are the one who keep doing things. We have no power to say no to things. We have no power to say whatever the eye objects. Sometimes people see everything, watch everything. They have no power to understand, I don't need to watch this. And people hear many things and they have no ability, no power to separate and recognize what is valuable, profitable, beneficial to themselves. They keep listening. And so whatever comes to their eyes, they take it as something. And aroma, smell. We trap into smell. So whatever, if some people say it is good, we go with it. Another thing is the food. That is one of the worst things. Some people eat everything. And they believe that if it is food, if they have to eat it. Some people go to buffet and they think that whatever they have to eat that everything. They have no power to say no to things. So see, that is what you need to develop, this ability of discrimination. You have to have some quality life. You have to have some structure yourself. You have to have some kind of discipline. At least, rather than rejecting everything first, going away from everything, at least try to minimize and try to find the good things, for best thing for yourself. And at the same time, don't hold it to the same thing. Learn to moderate it. So that will develop your ability to get out of this trap. Another thing is when it comes to physical sensation. Some people go to find this physical pleasure for anything. They do anything. They will sleep with anybody to find the pleasure. They will go anywhere to get the pleasure. No, you have to have some discipline yourself. You have to learn to say no to some people. You can't sleep with everybody to find your happiness. If you're going to do like that way, you're going to end up being miserable yourself. So discrimination, even in the conventional world, this is what is very necessary. And when it comes to informations, you can't get into all the info. You can't allow all the informations to come to you. So you have to have certain kind of discipline. You have to have a choice yourself. You have to keep certain quality in you. Don't afraid to say no to things. So it is your power. Sometimes you can't say, you don't know how to say no to things. So this is why when it comes to jnana bala, or developing your wisdom, the strength to develop your ability of clarity, it is very necessary to have this discrimination, ability of discrimination, renunciation. You don't need to, the important thing is, just imagine that we are so capable to deal with this outside world certain way. Like when we want to eat certain fruits, we know how to cut it. So as example, coconut. So you're not going to eat with the husk. So you know how to take it out. You know how to break the cell. So there's a way. Jackfruits, you can't just keep cutting from everywhere. No, you know, before you cut, you apply certain oil to the knife, and that's how you cut. Otherwise, that greasy thing's going to get stuck. And when you cut durians, there's a way that you can cut it. So like that, when you discriminate things, there is an art, there is a method, there is a way that you can say no to things. So that is where your wisdom grow. That is where your awareness become more sharper and clear. So then don't be available to everything. So that is very necessary in the conventional world even. Use this ability, use this as a skill, renunciation, discrimination, and get into the bottom line. And viveka, that is where you can have some peace. That is where you can have some contentment. It's not just the contentment. These qualities, you have to have very sustainable contentment. So don't afraid for life. So you have to, if you want to grow, always you have to let go of certain things. And that is where we get failed sometimes. It's nothing wrong with this material world, nothing wrong with this physical world. But problem is we don't know how to say no to things. So nothing wrong that you have the cell phone, or you go to Facebook or the YouTube or the Instagram or the TikTok. But you have to remember what time you have to say no to it. Turn off it. Nothing wrong that you watching TV or the movies. But you have to remember what time you have to turn off it. Nothing wrong that you see things. But you have to remember which time you have to say, this is enough for me. Nothing wrong you listening to music. It is very necessary for us to. So in this conventional world, but you can't hear always. Even sometimes people sleeping, they need some kind of music. And some people call and ask, Bhante, you practice meditation. Do you have any sound to listen, to meditate? Because without sound, they can't. They're always addicted to hear something. And a smell, and even eating. Eating is very necessary. We all need to eat. But not all the time. Learn to say no to food, certain level. Don't eat everything. Learn to say no to certain things. It doesn't matter whatever other people eat, because if other person eat, you don't need to eat. You can say, no, I don't need, thank you. So discrimination, renunciation, formal way to detach from things, formal way to that announce you are no longer with it, formal way to announce that you are no longer support it, or you are no longer believe it, or you are no longer hold it to it. So again and again, again and again, in the conventional level. So then by the time, you have to go into yourself. there are certain emotions arise us. Just arising emotions itself, we can't respond to that. If we keep responding to that, all the emotions arise in us. We can't have a life like this. Maybe we go to prison. It disturbs to other people. So then by the time, the highest level of discrimination. So other things, it's a very minor level. So practicing and say no to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, objects is very necessary in the material world. But the highest level of discrimination, the highest level of renunciation is dealing with your own mind. Remember that your mind is so crazy. This mind has ability to kill us. This mind has ability to destroy us. This mind has ability to take us anywhere. So remember yourself, the heaven or the hell doesn't have any doors, any windows. It is open 24/7. It open to anybody. Who take you there? Your mind. So the heaven or the hell will take anybody. But your mind will decide where to go, to heaven or the hell. So that's why be careful. Don't say yes to all the things come to your mind. And sometimes anger arises. Sometimes greed arises. Sometimes hatred arises. Anxiety, depression, so the very low level of thoughts arise. Sometimes disappointment arises. Sometimes we feel to give up everything. But you no need to say yes to it. Discrimination, the ability of discrimination. When you feel the lust, desire, say no to it. When you feel anger, you no need to say yes to it. Say no to it. Hatred arises. When the hatred arises, because we all have the cankers. We all have the memory. We all have the past experience. We all have the mental formations. So your memory can pop up with many reasons. So you no need to say yes to your mind. When the lust arises, it's very normal. But you no need to say yes to it. Develop the ability to say no to it. Discriminate it. And that is where you have the ability to get the best out of gold and mud. And you have ability to clean it and get the gold. Gems, you have ability to clean the dirt and get the gem. You have ability to refine the oil and get the best gas. And you have ability to get the diamond. You have ability to get the fruits or the sweetness. You have ability to get the nectar out of the poison. That's the wisdom. So then apply it. Use it. Otherwise, you get into trap. That trap itself is a struggle. That struggle, what we call the suffering. So ultimately, you have to use that to get out of this all. So experience things without any desire. When you see, hear, smell, taste, feel, if you have any desire, interference with your self-centered mind, and knowingly that you are experiencing it, without going into it, but you are able to see it, will help you to find the ultimate freedom. So that is the most strongest strength that you can develop. So if you have it, then your life always going to become peaceful. So by the time whatever situation come, by the time you are capable to go into the ultimate liberation. So then remember yourself. Use this ability of renunciation, discrimination. Learn to say no to things. Develop your power. We call it willpower. And have the ability to gain the viveka. That is where you can have fearless mind. Everybody need that. So it is up to you. You are the one who finally need to decide. Are you want to get into the trap? Are you want to struggle with the trap? Or you want to get out of it? If you want to get out of it, you have to have the wisdom to say no to things. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Supatveva, or may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So when there are unnecessary thoughts come to you, then have the ability to discriminate that thoughts. That means say no to it. Don't go with it. Don't react to that any thoughts. Just try to stay with your primary mental object again and again. Do nothing extra. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Don't interfere with it. Just see it as it is. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy. Without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ettavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Naya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadhi Maranamha Paribunjissami Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.